So I've got a couple of Phalaenopsis in bloom here, and this one on the left is a first time bloomer for me. I've had it for a number of years. This is the primary hybrid of Inscriptoensis by Amboinensis. It's very nice. Tiger pattern there, and it has quite a nice fragrance. Got a little bit of that sort of phenolic type of undertone to it, which I don't find that pleasant, but there's got a bit of a citrusy overtone, and this one here is has a nicer fragrance. It's a Violaceae hybrid. This has a really nice fragrance and nice colour as well, and putting out the second. This is what the flower looks like when it first opens up. So colour changes a little bit over time. Also in bloom is Paphiopedilum, also first time bloomer, Corinne Kramer. It's a hybrid of Pinocchio with Cattleya, which is a fairly recently discovered species, and this one has opened up and looking quite nice. The colours, I guess, it's a little bit of a question of taste if you appreciate it or not. I'd say it's maybe not one of my favourites, but still quite nice. Certainly prefer this one, which is the Philippinensis. Right, so next up, just want to take a look at the Vandas in waterculture, and just show how I do that. This little one here is Hygrochilus parishii. This is the one with the nice spots on it, and there's another variety of this, Marottiana, which looks quite different, but I think they probably grow quite similar. Anyway, I'm growing this in waterculture, and it seems to be doing pretty okay. If you look at the roots, it's got some good, nice green root tips there. Hope we can put it into the sun. Yeah, so you can see the nice green root tips. Seems to be doing well. And the way I water it, very simple. Couldn't be easier really. Just in a tiny little glass, as you can see, and some rainwater, which I usually add a little bit of fertilizer to as well. Put it into the water and just leave it overnight, and then the next day empty it out, and the next week repeat. And that's exactly the same what I'm doing with these other Vandas as well. You can see the root growth on them. This is a Vanda hybrid. Just tip some water into it. Doesn't need to be that much, about that much, it's plenty. And just leave it in overnight to soak. And what I find is that with this treatment they grow really big, fat, juicy roots, not the thin little skinny ones. So here's another example on this plant here. It's another Vanda hybrid, and I'm just growing these indoors, so not in the greenhouse. Nice bright sunny window, and it seems to be fine. I've got some out in the greenhouse as well, which I grow in a similar way. The greenhouse gets a lot hotter, and the sun, I guess, maybe more intense due to the heat. So some of them prefer that, but these ones do just fine in the house, and I just think if they're happy, then there's no reason to shuffle them about. And this one flowered, this big one flowered in spring, so seems to be quite happy. So I'll just show one of the Vandas that I've got out in the greenhouse. This is Vanda Cherry Rose, I think. It's a hybrid also, and what you can see, so I was growing this one indoors in the waterculture over winter, and wasn't very happy. You can see these very small leaves here, and then when I brought it out into I think with the heat of the greenhouse, it's coming good. But so I think this is a warm grower, a genuinely all year round warm grower, and that doesn't augur very well because I can't grow that warm all year round, or at least I'm not prepared to. So this plant, yeah, it's fine now in the summer, but might not be such a good story through the winter. And the plants that don't do well through the winter, they tend to slowly decline. So that might be a problem there. I don't have that much else in flower at the moment, but a lot of the cattleyas are coming into sheath, so I thought maybe it's fun to do a little Cattleya sheath parade. So there's a nice sheath on this one. That's Cattleya Harold semi-alba bilabiata semi-alba. This has grown really well. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it's already got a sheath on a cane that's not that big, especially if you look at the parentage of this species. They're all pretty big growing plants of this hybrid, sorry. So it's pretty impressive that it's flowering at such a, or going to be flowering at such a small size, hopefully. Another one that's in sheath here is Cattleya Mrs. Myra Peters, which is Gascalliana by Warner. You can see a sheath there. Not that clear if that's going to be a blind sheath or not. I'll have to wait and see on that one. I've got some more in sheath, haven't I? This one here's got a little sheath on it. If you look in there, that's a sheath, I believe. Yeah. This one is Golden Zell High Noon. It's the name of the clone, so that's a married clone, I guess, or a selfing maybe. But, yeah, that's got a sheath, but that could well be a blind sheath. Oh, this one here's got a sheath as well. You can see it's another hybrid. This one is Hiroshima Melody Blue Gene. Lovely blue hybrid, quite vigorous plants. And this is, yeah, it's also first sheath, but I don't see anything in it. Now, yeah, that reminds me, this big one here, it's also got a sheath sticking out there. You can see it there. There's the sheath, but it also had a sheath last year, but no flowers, so time will tell. This is Miriam Suzuki Viviran, name of the clone. It's a Brazilian import from Luca. What else? Do we have any other sheaths? Not that at the moment, I don't think. They've got this one here. Has got some buds on it. This is a Brassocatanthe Gyrac Finch is the name of it, and it's got two spikes on it, 4 flowers on one, and the other one looks like it might be 3. Looks like it might have a bug on it as well. Take another look at that. This one's got a little kind of pretend sheath on it. I'm not sure if that's really a sheath or not. But this is Venosa by Leopoldii, and Venosa is Forbesii by Lodesii. So Forbesii by Lodesii by Leopoldii, which is also known as Tigrina, to make it all a bit confusing. But in any case, bifoliate Cattleya. So yeah, we'll see if that does anything. And down here I've got my little antelope dendrobium. Oh, there goes the church. Thought I'll spare you the church bells. You probably don't want to listen to that, but this is the antelope dendrobium, which is now putting out a flowering spike, having aborted the one that was on it when it arrived. and it's also got a growth on it in there, as you can see that. So that's growing pretty well. Hopefully we'll get some flowers on that. And yeah, you can see I've got my Vandas here in the water culture. They've been in water overnight, so I'll just tip the water out now. Yeah, so this one's Vanda lamellata in water culture. You can see the nice roots that you can get with this approach, and looking very happy. And I'll take this one into the house over winter. It's a little bit warmer in the house than in the greenhouse over winter, but in the greenhouse have extra heat in the summer, so I bring it out here for the summer. But yeah, I don't know if it's, I think a lot of them will do fine in household temperatures regardless. I just wanted to say something else about growing the Vandas in water culture, and that is that not every plant, not every Vanda takes to it equally well. Often the roots that are on the plant will die off when you put it into water culture. And this one here, this is an Orchid, Fulcata I think it is, but tried it in water culture and it just did well for a while, and then it was really struggling, so I decided to go back to putting it into a medium, and yeah, it seems to be doing a bit better. So yeah, you do have to persist with it a little bit. If they lose their roots, it's not necessarily the end of the world. When the warmer weather comes, they will put out new roots, and they'll put out nice big fat roots if they like the way they're being treated. Well, I just spent 2.5 hours on the phone trying to rebook my flight, because half of the flights out of Amsterdam have been cancelled. But yeah, if all goes according to plan, we'll be on to holidays next week, so this will be my last video for a little while. And but before I go, just a little bit of a giggle, because I know that Matt by nature has a really wonderful shirt collection, and had a bit of a chat with him and mentioned I've also got some really stunning shirts, so yeah, please enjoy. Let me know what you think. So this is my Delft blue shirt, sort of reminiscent of Delft blue. So a little close-up of the Delft blue pattern effect there. Look at that, stunning. Do you agree? Have a nice holiday. Thanks for stopping by.